Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series of organic conversions. This is the third video of organic conversion. In the last two videos, I have already taught you the tricks applied for converting one substance to another substance. Now today onwards, we are going to do some practice for the same. My name is Arpita Banerjee and you are watching Arpita classes. Let's get started. The first conversion is from propene to propan 1-ol. So let us draw the structures. Propene is CH3CH double bond CH2. From here I need to get CH3CH2 CH2OH. So we already know that when we add water to alkene, that is hydration, acid catalyzed hydration to alkene, we get alcohol. But in this case, the addition of water will take place as per the Markovnikov rule. Water is H plus and OH minus. Markovnikov rule says the negative part of the reagent will get attached to that carbon atom which is having less number of hydrogen. So in this case, OH minus will get attached to the second carbon atom and hydrogen will get attached to the first carbon atom, and we will be getting propan 2-ol. But we need to get propan 1-ol. So this reaction will not work. In this case, we are going to do another reaction, that is, first step is diborane B2H6 in presence of tetrahydrofuran. Second is hydrolysis with H2O2 in presence of base, alkaline hydrolysis. So first step, there will be a trialkyl borane salt will be prepared which will be hydrolyzed and will get alcohol. But in this case, the addition of HOH occurs in according to anti-Markovnikov rule. So the OH minus get attached to the first carbon atom, CH2OH, and directly we get the product, that is propan 1-ol. Suppose in case you do not remember this reaction, then there is an alternative way. What is the alternative way for this conversion is CH3CH double bond CH2. I do this reaction with HBr. Now when I do this reaction with HBr, again the negative part of the reagent will get attached to this carbon atom which is having less number of hydrogen as per the Markovnikov rule. But if I add peroxide to this reaction, the addition will take place as per the anti-Markovnikov rule, and the Br minus will get attached to the first carbon atom. So in that case, I will be getting CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So we got one bromopropane and we need to convert it into propan 1-ol. So this bromine group should be converted to OH group, and the reagent for that is aqueous NaOH. We know the role of aqueous NaOH is to substitute halogen by hydroxide group or hydroxyl group. So we get CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So these are the two ways where we convert propene to propan 1-ol. So the next conversion is ethanol to but1-ine. So ethanol is CH3, CH2OH. From here we need to convert CH3, CH2, C triple bond CH. This is but1-ine. This can be given in words like this, or they can be given in bond line formula like this is your ethanol and this is your but1-ine, CH3, CH2, C triple bond CH. So this way also it can be given. This is called as bond line formula. So first of all, this ethanol will be treated with SOCl2. Okay, the role of SOCl2 is to substitute hydroxyl group by halogen group. So we will be getting Cl over here, that is chloroethane. Now this chloroethane will be treated with CH triple bond CNA. This is called as sodium acetylide. Now sodium acetylide will be acting as a nucleophile over here. We know that this is delta minus and this carbon is delta plus. So this nucleophile will attack this carbon atom, and Cl being a better leaving group will be leaving from here. So we will be getting this butane. Okay. If you do not understand it by the bond line formula, you can always write it this way. So the same reaction I will do here and I will show you. Let me show you again. So here I am first treating this with SOCl2. SOCl2 is also called as Darzon's reagent. Okay, so what is happening is the hydroxyl group first will substituted by chlorine. Now I am treating this with sodium acetylide, CH triple bond C minus Na plus. This carbon is positively charged, this carbon is delta positive. Positively charged means delta positive and this is delta negative, because Cl is much more electronegative than carbon, so will be pulling the electrons towards itself. This is attacking over here as a nucleophile, and Cl being a better leaving group is leaving this. So you are getting CH3C, then C triple bond, CH3, CH2, then this C and then triple bond CH. So that is your but1-ine. The third conversion is from 1 bromopropane to 2 bromopropane. Let us draw this. 1 bromopropane is CH3, CH2, CH2Br. From here we have to get CH3, CHBr, CH3. So we can see that these two are called as positional isomer. Since the position of the bromine group is changed, here it is attached to the first carbon atom and here it is attached to the second carbon atom. In this case, what we need to do is we will treat this with alcoholic KOH. What is the role of alcoholic KOH? Beta elimination. It will undergo beta elimination. So if I show you like this, this is CH3, CH2 and CH2Br. This is your 1 bromopropane. I wrote it like this. Once you treat this with alcoholic KOH, this is Br is attached to this carbon atom. This carbon is called as beta carbon. Hydrogen will be going from this carbon, removed from this carbon, and Br is removing from this carbon, and there is a double bond form. So we are getting CH3CH double bond CH2. That is, we are getting propene. Now from propene to 1 bromopropane. So now if I treat this with HBr, okay, the addition will take place as per the Markovnikov rule, and the negative part of this reagent will get attached to that carbon atom which is having less number of hydrogen. So we'll get CH3, CHBr, CH3. So we got 2 bromopropane. So from 1 bromopropane to 2 bromopropane, the step is first you treat this with alcoholic KOH to convert it into alkene, and then addition of HBr will give you the required product. Conversion number 4 is toluene to benzene alcohol. Let us draw this. Toluene is, this is our benzene ring, and here CH3 group is attached to it. So this is called as toluene. So from here we have to convert it into benzyl alcohol. Benzyl alcohol is this CH2OH. This is your benzyl alcohol. So first of all, this needs to be functional. So I will be treating this with chlorine in presence of H-mu. So this will become, one of the hydrogen of this CH3 group will be substituted by chlorine. So I will get this first. And now this chlorine should be substituted by OH group, and the reagent for that is aqueous KOH or aqueous NaOH. We know that aqueous KOH or NaOH has the role of substituting the halogen with the hydroxyl group. So we get benzyl alcohol. So this is our product, CH2OH. Okay? Yes. Next conversion is from benzene to bromonitrobenzene. Let us draw this. Benzene is this. From here I have to convert to bromonitrobenzene. I think this should be something para, the position should be mentioned. Yes, it is 4 bromo. 4 bromo. So bromine is here and nitro is here. They are attached to the 1 to 4 position. 4 bromonitrobenzene. So suppose if I from benzene to, if I go to nitrobenzene and then I do the bromination of it, nitro is a meta directing group. So the bromine will get attached to the meta position. So first of all I need to convert from benzene to bromobenzene, and then I have to go for nitration. So benzene to bromobenzene, I will be treating this benzene with Br2 in presence of FeBr3. So there will be a electrophilic substitution reaction. Br plus is the electrophile and Br will get attached over here. Now we know Br is a ortho-para directing group. So if you now treat this with concentrated H2SO4 and concentrated HNO3, which is called as nitrating mixture and which gives rise to NO2 plus electrophile. So now the incoming electrophile NO2 will get attached to the ortho position and para position, and para always being the major product. So this is our conversion from benzene to 4-bromonitrobenzene. So the next conversion is conversion number 6, benzyl alcohol to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. Benzyl alcohol is this. This is your benzyl alcohol. From here we have to convert 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. So that is this one. This is your 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. So let us treat this benzyl alcohol with SOCl2 first. So this OH group will be substituted by chlorine. So we get chlorine over here. Now we will be treating this with KCN. KCN being a nucleophile, strong nucleophile, will be substituting Cl by Cn, and then we will do the acidic hydrolysis of this. Acidic hydrolysis of Cn nitrile group gives you carboxylic acid group. So this is how we can convert benzyl alcohol to 2-phenyl ethanoic acid. Conversion number 7 is ethanol to propane nitrile. Ethanol is OH, this one is ethanol, and we have to convert it into propane nitrile. So first of all, ethanol will be treated with SOCl2. So this will convert into Cl, and then simply this will be treated with KCN. Nucleophilic substitution reaction will happen and we'll get propane nitrile. So the conversion number 8 is aniline to chlorobenzene. Aniline is also known as aminobenzene. This is your aniline. We have to convert this to chlorobenzene. So that is this compound. Okay, so first of all, aniline will be treated with NaNO2HCl at 0 degree to 5 degree Celsius temperature. This particular reaction is called as diazotization reaction, where aniline converts into benzene diazonium salt, benzene diazonium chloride salt. This is a benzene diazonium chloride salt. Now this benzene diazonium chloride salt will be treated with CuCl HCl. This particular reaction is called as Sand-Meyers reaction. Sand-Meyers reaction, and which will completely substitute this group by chlorine group. So we get chlorobenzene. So aniline diazotization reaction, first of all we get benzene diazonium salt followed by Sand-Meyer reaction, which will give us the desired product. Next is 2-chlorobutane. 2-chlorobutane is CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, 2-chlorobutane. So this is your 2-chlorobutane, and we need to convert this into 3,4-dimethyl hexane. So this is your 3,4-dimethyl hexane. 1, 2, 3, 4. Third and fourth position mein we got methyl group, 5 and 6 hexane. So 2-chlorobutane. First I am taking 2-chlorobutane. And this will be treated with sodium in presence of dry ether. This particular reaction is called as Wirth reaction. So we know that from here the bond will be broken. 2 molecules of this compound we need. Another molecule is here. Another molecule is here. So from here the bond will be broken and 2 Na we require. 2 NaCl will be coming out from here, and this thing will be joined together. So we will be getting this. That is 3,4-dimethyl hexane. This is called as Wirth reaction. 2 molecules of 2-chlorobutane is required. 2 atoms of sodium in presence of dry ether. 2 NaCl will be going out, and this will be joined together. So we get the desired product. Conversion number 10 is from 2-methyl-1-propene to 2-chloro-2-methyl-propane. So 2-methyl-1-propene is, this is 2-methyl-1-propene. 1, 2 and 3, this is methyl group. From here we have to convert 2-methyl 2-chloro, 2-methyl 2-chloropropane. So we have to get this compound. So if I treat this compound with acid H+, suppose HCl. So HCl will provide us H+. So there will be a electrophilic addition reaction, and we'll get hydrogen will get attached over here, and we'll get a carbocation H plus over here. This is a secondary carbocation. We will get the plus charge here, not here, because this is more stable than the primary carbocation. And now this Cl minus will be attacking this, being a nucleophile, and we will be getting Cl attached to this carbon atom. So we got the desired product. So the next conversion is ethyl chloride to propanoic acid. Ethyl chloride, CH3CH2Cl. From here we have to get CH3CH2COOH. So first of all, CH3CH2Cl, ethyl chloride will be treated by KCl and will get CH3CH2Cn. And now this Cn is hydrolyzed, acidified hydrolysis of this will give you CH3CH2COOH. That is your propanoic acid. Conversion number 12, but1 into N-butyl iodide. But1 in CH3CH2C double bond CH2. This is CH. This is but1 in 2 N-butyl iodide CH3CH2CH2CH2I. So what we will do first is we will add HBr to it in presence of peroxide. So if we add HBr in presence of peroxide, the addition will take place as per the anti-Markovnikov rule, and Br minus will get attached to the carbon atom, which is having more number of hydrogen. So first of all, we'll get CH3CH2CH2CH2Br. Now in place of Br, we should get iodine. So we will use the halogen exchange reaction here, that is NaI in presence of dry acetone. I hope you remember this reaction. This is called as Finkelstein reaction. This reaction is a name reaction called as Finkelstein reaction, and in this case CH3CH2CH2CH2I will be the product. Halogen exchange reaction. So the next conversion is 2-chloropropane to 1-propanol. 2-chloropropane. So it is this 2-chloropropane, so we have to get 1-propanol, CH3CH3CH2OH. CH3CH2CH3, that is 2-chloropropane to 1-propanol, CH3CH2CH2OH. Yes. So first of all, this 2-chloropropane, this is Cl here, 2-chloropropane, I treat this with alcoholic KOH. The role of alcoholic KOH is to remove HCl. So either from this carbon or from this carbon, the hydrogen will be removed. So either of the carbon is same, it is same only symmetrical. So there will be formation of propene. This is your propene. Now propene to propanol we have to get. So I will be adding B2H6 in presence of THF, tetrahydrofuran, and second step is hydrolysis by H2O2 with the help of base. So here the addition of OH will take place as per the anti-Markovnikov rule, and we will be getting OH over here. OH will get added to the carbon which is having more number of hydrogen. So it will get attached over here, because addition will take place as per the anti-Markovnikov rule. We have seen this before also. Okay, so this is how we convert this. Next is isopropyl alcohol to iodoform. Isopropyl alcohol, CH3CH OOH CH3. This is your isopropyl alcohol. To iodoform is CHI3. So first of all, isopropyl alcohol will convert into ketone by oxidation. You can do the oxidation with the help of K2Cr2O7 H+, acidified K2Cr2O7. Oxidation of secondary alcohol, we know it gives rise to ketone. So first we'll get ketone. Now if we use now this is a methyl ketone, you can see, and methyl ketone gives rise to iodoform, straightforward reaction. So you can treat this with NaOI and it will be your CHI3. So this will be CHI3 iodoform. So if you want to know how this particular reaction happens, I'll just show you over here. This is your methyl ketone and you are treating this with NaI and KOH. So first of all, this will become, here this carbon will be, first there will be 3 iodine attached to this, and now this OK will get attached here, KOH ka OK will get attached here and H will get attached here, this bond will be broken. So you will be getting COOK salt and CHI3. So you can show it like this in one step. Question number 15, it is from chlorobenzene to nitrophenol. Let us draw the structures. Chlorobenzene is this. From here we have to get, this should be 4-nitrophenol. Okay, just let me check. Yes, it is para-nitrophenol or 4-nitrophenol. Okay, the position has to be mentioned. So it is OH over here and NO2 over here. So first of all, chlorobenzene will be treated with nitrating mixture. So first of all, we get nitro group attached to it. Nitrating mixture is concentrated HNO3 plus concentrated H2SO4. We know that this is called as nitrating mixture, which gives rise to NO2 plus electrophile, and chlorine being an ortho-para directing group, that NO2 plus electrophile will get attached to the para position. So first of all, we get, this is chlorine and this is NO2. First of all, we get this. Now we treat this with aqueous NaOH. The role of aqueous NaOH is to substitute halogen by OH group. So this chlorine will be substituted by OH, and first of all, since it is NaOH, so we will get ONA, okay, sodium phenoxide, O plus, O minus and Na plus, sodium phenoxide ion. Now we just acidify it with dilute HCl, so we get OH over here. So this is our desired product. Chlorobenzene has been converted into 4-nitrophenol. Next conversion is 2-bromopropane to 1-bromopropane. 2-bromopropane is, this is our 2-bromopropane. From here we have to convert to 1-bromopropane, that is this. So I am writing it this way, CH3CHBrCH3. This is your 2-bromopropane. First of all, I will treat this with alcoholic KOH. Now the role of alcoholic KOH is beta elimination, so HBr will be liberated. Now H you remove from here or remove from here, it is the same thing because both the carbon atoms are identical. So I will be first getting CH3CH double bond CH2. Now I can see bromine I have to add to this carbon atom. That means the addition should be according to the anti-Markovnikov rule. So I will be adding HBr in presence of peroxide. So here the hydrogen will get attached to this carbon and bromine will get attached to the first carbon. So we get 1-bromopropane. So we are left with last 4 conversions of this video. Conversion number 17 is chloroethane to butane. Chloroethane. So that is, this is your chloroethane. From here we have to go to butane, convert to butane. So chloroethane CH3CH2Cl. I treat this with sodium atom in presence of dry ether. We did this reaction before. This is called as Birch reaction, where 2 molecules of chloroethane will be, another molecule I am just showing you here, another molecule of chloroethane will be reacted with 2 atoms of sodium, and sodium chloride will be removed and this will be joined. So you will be getting CH3CH2CH2CH3, that is your butane. You do not have to show all these things, you just have to write it here, that is 2 molecules of this and 2 molecules of Na in presence of dry ether, we are going to get butane. Next conversion is tertiary butyl bromide to isobutyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide is, this is your tertiary butyl bromide. From here we have to get isobutyl bromide, that is this one. I'll write it this way, tertiary butyl bromide CH3CH3CH3Br. First I will be treating this with alcoholic KOH. So the role of alcoholic KOH is to remove HBr. So from anywhere H will be removed, and from either of this carbon, because all this carbon is beta carbon. So I am writing it this way, CH3C double bond CH2 and this is another CH3. I am writing it this way. HBr is removed from here. Okay. Now I can say I have to add the Br to this carbon atom. That means addition has to be as per anti-Markovnikov rule. So I will be adding HBr in presence of peroxide. Anti-Markovnikov rule. So CH3, CH3, H will get added over here and CH2Br. This is your isopropyl bromide. That is this compound. Okay, the conversion is done. Next is benzene to diphenyl. Benzene is, this is your benzene. From here we have to convert to diphenyl. Two benzene ring is attached to each other. This is called as diphenyl. So first of all, benzene will be treated with chlorine in presence of say FeCl3. So we will convert this benzene into chlorobenzene. Now this chlorobenzene will be treated with sodium in presence of dry ether. This is called as Fittig reaction. Just like Wirth reaction happens in aliphatic compounds, Fittig reaction happens in aromatic compounds. So same, another molecule of chlorobenzene will take and 2 atoms of sodium is required. 2 NaCl will be removed from here and you will be getting diphenyl like this. So this is your diphenyl. Last conversion is from aniline to phenyl isocyanide. Aniline is this NH2, this is your aniline. From here we have to get phenyl isocyanide. So here isocyanide group is attached. So aniline is a primary amine. This is also a name reaction where primary amines are converted into isocyanide with the help of CHCl3 and KOH. So if you treat any primary amine with CHCl3 and KOH, the name of the reaction is carbyl amine reaction, where the primary amine converts into isocyanide. We get a unpleasant smell of isocyanide and we understand that isocyanide is formed. This is a confirmatory test for primary amines. Okay. So here we have completed the conversion reactions for the chapter haloalkane and haloarine. In the next video, I will be coming up with the conversions of the chapter alcohol, phenol and ether. So stay tuned and thank you so much.